a chance to watch a 1v1, and in the 1v1, AD carry versus melee traditionally has a very much easier job CSing, so that's oftentimes their victory condition. But when you pick Misfortune, you're actually looking for a lot of early harass, and oh, you can see there it's actually Valor skilled out at level 1 just to be able to block out that double up harass.
Yeah, very key to avoid that. As you can see, he's working. CuVee's working his way in. He's getting a couple CS up. It's not going to be too easy for him, though, as this lane progresses. Won't be too surprised if we see OQ just kind of freeze the lane where it is and just keep pushing him back underneath of his turret like he's doing right now. This is going to be one heck of a match, and it's going to be a really test to CuVee's skill if he can pull out a win on this one.
Now, you know, as far as freezing a lane goes, there's a couple of schools of thoughts. Now, traditionally, you want to freeze the lane next to your turret so that you can CS while your opposing laner has to overextend. But there's no such thing as overextending here because you don't have to worry about jungle ganks or roams from other lanes coming to kill you. The only issue with overextending would come from things like right now, OQ pushed out very far away from his turret. Not really going to die to ganks, but is very vulnerable to being all in. Specifically, level 3 all in from CuVee could actually be really dangerous.
Yeah, but with the rate that these double ups are going from the side of OQ, CuVee might not be able to get into a position to actually get that all in. As we can see, the difference in CS already hitting a significant point, 18 to 4.
Oh, and here is that level 3 all in we were talking about. CuVee poking out just a little bit, but the CS differential at this point is what's really scary for me. OQ with 22 CS versus just the 5 that CuVee has. I mean, Riven all-ins are scary and everything, but not when you have single-digit CS.
Yeah, the other thing is Riven's very much going to need items and level 6 to get in onto OQ and win this matchup, but without being able to get any kind of CS, it's not going to happen. As you can see, he's just getting fired on every single time he comes into melee range. This is going to be a first back coming in here very soon.
And keep in mind, because of the summoner spell choices, that means that CuVee is going to take a little bit longer to get back into lane because he doesn't have that teleport. And granted, he is Riven, so with a very mobile skill kit, he'll be able to get back to lane fairly quickly. It's kind of like if you're in Italy and you can hop all your way back to lane. But for Misfortune, both having the ability to teleport back to lane and to use that strut passive to get a ton of move speed to just run all the way back there if you want to save your TP, that's also an option if you want to go for that. And I think that's actually what OQ is going to do, because he doesn't have to worry about, you know, dropping down behind in CS. He's already ahead almost 20.
Yeah, it's going to take a couple waves of CuVee just farming on his lonesome to get caught up in that regard. So OQ very much in a good spot. He's got a decent foothold in this game already, just under 5 minutes into it. So things are looking up for him in this first set. Of course, this is a best of 3, so if things don't go CuVee's way in this first matchup, he does have potentially 2 more games to swing it back in his favor, but we'll have to see what he decides to do as we move forward here. So you can see he does have the double longsword build coming in currently. OQ opting to go back, get boots and Doran's blade.
And what OQ's doing that's
resting nicely.
What OQ's doing that's so smart, at least right now, is he's using the double up as a threat to force CuVee to use Valor defensively, and that keeps CuVee from ever being able to use that aggressively to get any sort of trade potential. OQ even going so far as to just push CuVee all the way back to his turret, and you know, Misfortune's auto attack range isn't something along the order of things like, you know, Ashe or Caitlyn, but it's still, you know, range versus melee matchup, and unless CuVee wants to go for any sort of crazy all-in, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. Level behind Misfortune, just given the huge wave building up and pushing in, so we'll need... He's holding out for that level 6. He finally hit double-digit CS at 16 versus 45. A 30 CS lead for OQ in this matchup.
Yeah, really, really rough time, and just rough to watch here for CuVee. Like you said, just constantly having to use that shield defensively, not able to get in to try to put any damage down. And so this is...
Yeah, especially with OQ freezing the wave versus CuVee. You actually talked about that a little bit earlier. Denying all that CS from CuVee, pushing him back to his turret. And while sure, he's going to be able to kill off a decent amount of CS right now, it's going to be about that level 6. If CuVee can find a trip back to base and buy a brutalizer, come back in the lane, then he wins the matchup. But that's honestly just never going to happen. So much CS at the turret is all just dying, and there's nothing CuVee can do about it.
Yeah, using that ultimate right there from OQ to stave him off from getting really most of that CS right there. Really well played. As you can see, he's about to hit level 6 very shortly, and this is going to be where things could potentially change for CuVee, but still just not looking that great. Try to get as much CS up as he can.
This is actually kind of a throwback build to, almost stop CuVee's back. That would have been horrible, but like we said, Brutalizer picked up. He's going to come out of base, back in the lane, and this is pretty much the last ditch effort. He's level 6 with a Brutalizer. He's as strong comparatively as he's ever going to be. But like I said, this is a little bit of a throwback to like Season 1 Misfortune builds, where you'd go like 3 to 4 Doran's Blades into a Wriggles Lantern, and then build a Last Whisper afterwards to get some cost effectiveness because you bought so many Doran's items. But terrible trade there for CuVee, who once again level behind OQ, who has gone for basically the most defensive AD carry build you could possibly ask for, with triple Doran's rings, boots to run away, and makes that kiting a little bit more possible, and of course that cloth armor just to kind of add insult to injury.
Yeah, CuVee's gonna have to do something very soon if he wants to get back in here. The bullet time not yet up for OQ, so he does have that to his advantage. He's still sitting on his ultimate as well as that ignite. If he could just bait out the double up, not get hit by it, and then maybe engage, he might be able to make something happen. Thought he was gonna do it right there.
I thought he was too. He's kind of fainting in and out, but look at this turret. You can see the spectator actually hovering over it right now. This is not looking too great. The minions might just be winions here for OQ as they continue to push in onto that turret, now down to about 500 HP. There's, even just bullet time thrown out there just to clear out the wave. Even if he misses the cannon minion, I don't think he actually cares. He is 15 CS away. Here's the flash in. Gonna be forced to flash out, and there's all in from CuVee. Both summoner spells blown. No kill onto OQ, just forcing the flash away.
Yeah, not even getting him within a relative range for the wind slash to take him down. As you can see, barely scratching OQ right there. And now he's just completely out of abilities to really use for an all-in. And this is...
Oh no, really one auto attack away. I think CuVee's just gonna give it to him. He's walking forward. Yeah. He's looking for it. Might actually just go die to the turret. There it is. The double up. Oh, he shields it. Nice all in there. Might actually look for an escape here. But he gets the bounce off the minions. Winning in style, OQ takes game number 1 versus CuVee. And of course, we'll get a quick instant replay just to see the bounce off the minions there. Nice angle there, and OQ will be your winner for game number 1.